Ciao, everybody. Welcome back to a new season and episode 1 of our Bianconerizon podcast. My name is Julian Gennady, and with me is Alejandro Fonsello. Before we start talking on this episode's topic, Ale, how you doing, buddy?
Good. Finally.
Not just Juventus, outside of Juventus, how you doing?
I don't know. Busy. Stressed.
Busy.
But
Busy and stressed.
yeah.
And Juventus is not helping out with that, I guess.
It's adding.
It's adding for sure. So the topic today is, as we know, this past week, our youth and our next-gen players have been put to the press conferences with Arrivabene and Cherubini, Sule, Fagioli, and Miretti. And they went on... They did a full press conference, all 5 of them, and they're going on about what it means and what the future means for Juventus and what the youth sector has meant for the future of Juventus. So before we get into that in particular, that press conference, what the outtakes from that, we've seen these 3 players so far. Out of the 3, Miretti is the one, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, he's the one.
He's the one. He's the guy. Yeah. He's the golden boy at this point in time. And to be honest, yes, Fagioli has been brought up in the Juventus youth sector, but I don't classify him as one of those next-gen players right now. I think he's just put in there right now in that group with Sule and Miretti because he came from the youth team. But his age is closer to Vlahovic.
Yeah, he is.
So, but again, they come from the youth setup. I think that's the main point of it. But Fagioli he's not a prospect anymore, in my opinion.
No, but maybe for fans, like in general, because they haven't seen him, they will view him as a prospect. But I agree, like. It wasn't weird to see him up there because
he could be their Zio.
It's just weird because he took another bet than the other two, basically.
Yes.
Than the other two.
Yeah.
So that's but it's not the wrong bet, you know.
No,
it's whatever. Like maybe it's better because he played like at a higher level for a longer period of time, basically. Which is it's not a bad thing. But yeah, I don't say he looked out of place. Like him and Sule, compared to Miretti, it looked a bit out of place. But I understood the how do you want to say it? Like the purpose of the presser, basically. Like gonna prep it. Also, I think it's like, before we go into it, I think it's very important because if you do a presser, basically like that kind of presser, you better assume that that's going to be the direction the club is going to go into in the coming years, basically.
Oh, yeah.
If not, that presser look like, let's say in 10 years, it will look ridiculous, basically. Like, I'm not going to say they need to produce one every year. Like, I'm not saying that, you know? But, like, in 10 years, if the only player in there is Miretti, then it looks kind of foolish, in my opinion. Just my opinion.
Yeah, that means their project is a failure.
Yeah, I mean... Like every 10 years, like 2-3 players needs to come, like solid players, basically.
Yeah.
Not starters.
First teamers that are gonna be components of a potential trophy winning team.
Yeah, and I'm not saying they all need to be Marchisio. I'm not saying that, but like even good squad players, like that's fine.
Yeah. Which Fagioli could be, and I'll say that. I know I'm harping on Fagioli early, but it is what it is. But like we were just mentioning, Fagioli took the path of youth team to Cremonese on loan to first team now. There was hints of him going out on loan again. This is a really stupid question. I think you might know where I'm going with this. Do you think he stayed just to promote this youth team?
You know, he said something that was a little bit worrying for me. And I have the quote. He said, "I realized my dream to stay in the first team on a permanent basis there was a possibility of going on loan, but with the club we choose to stay. When you said that, I had a feeling of the club was basically open to loan him out again, you know?
Yeah.
So that made me think, what's going to happen with him this season? Like, is he going to play enough to improve? Or was it maybe better that he went on loan, basically?
Yeah.
So that's my only worry point. But then I also sit back and I'm like, we have a lot of games. We play Benfica on Wednesday again. Like, that's insane. Like, Champions League back-to-back weeks. With the World Cup, season is going to take a bit longer. So maybe in the grand scheme of things, he will play more than I think. But at the moment, it doesn't look good. Or like, it doesn't look like...
6 matches. We played 6. Played 7 minutes.
Yeah, and we're not going to do a preview, but I'll send you the predicted lineup for the Sanitana game. Like, if you look at the team, like, you would expect, like, maybe that's the game he's going to get start or like solid minutes, because if you look at that team, like, it's all over the place. So you would think, and we lost Julian, so I'll keep going. You would think that will be the game he's gonna get minutes. I can still hear you. You can talk. Can you speak? Yeah, we made a mess out of it. Let me see. I can hear you. Yeah, you can speak.
Oh no.
We're still recording. You can speak. I will get your camera back on.
Okay, sorry. We had a little issue there. So yeah, I said he's played 7 minutes in 6 games so far this season, and then you were talking about how the World Cup's coming, condensed schedule and everything. Salernitana at home, you think you get some of the boys in, like some of the youth next gen players in. This is a game where Cuadrado shouldn't start, and I would like to see Sule. But like you said, you sent me that projected lineup. I don't see Sule. I see Keane. And then I don't see Fagioli. And I see McKennie and Rabiot and Locatelli. I don't even see Moretti. So what are we doing?
And people bear with me because Julian is coming back. But on the Moretti thing, he's not going to play apparently against Sanitana. It's an early prediction. But I was thinking about that, and I was like, you can look at that 2 ways. Like, one way you can look at it is, maybe Moretti is viewed as the starter now, and he's getting a rest. Basically, that's being very optimistic about it. On the flip side, maybe he doesn't have a fixed starting position, and he's one of those players who will get in and out of the lineup basically for the rest of the season with Moretti. But yeah, let me see if I can Julian back on.
How do I look?
I cannot see you. What the hell happened?
Do I have a face for radio or what?
What the hell happened?
Yeah, but going off that, it is still very early in the season. There aren't too many injuries so far that have happened. I'm going to knock on wood right now because that's the classic. And when I mean injuries, I mean in midfield. There's only been Pogba. But going off this youth generation, this Juve rejuvenation or whatever, this next gen team, they even rebranded their team. How we know finances are in the shitter.
Yeah.
We know that they are. We know it is where it is. We're gonna really have to rely on these youth players and the youth setup to, how do I want to say, not finance the team in the future, because I'm not talking about selling. I'm talking about bringing in a couple guys per season to not have to pay for players coming in the transfer window.
Yeah. Because the finances are not good. And they will report the big loss in the coming days, and they did apparently read some, like an article or tweets like a threat of a player who, or like of a person who's better at these type of things. And he basically explained that the club basically, chose to have a big loss now to avoid bigger problems in the coming years, because the FFP rules changed. They got kind of more, I don't want to say that, more severe or like strict. Yeah, strict. So they basically, or like he assumed that the club chose to take a big hit now, so they can move on relatively quick in the coming years. It's still worrying. It is still very worrying if you look at the numbers, but I mean, then you need to push this thing basically. But we said that many times. We said that so many times. That we need to push it. We need to push it, and we just need to hope that it comes good with all these players. And then we will see.
At this point in time, there's 3 out of 23 in the squad that come from the, I'll say, youth sector. There's obviously the 3 that were in the press conference today. Do you want to take a look into who could be next right now, or do we just want to just keep talking about these 3 and what the outlook is for the season?
I will talk about these 3 now. I will talk about all 3 of them in a sec. I'm sorry because Julian is having camera issues, but you can still hear him, and it's a podcast, so we're gonna keep it moving. I will keep going for now. He will join shortly, and he's back. Let me get him back in. Oh, what a mess. You're back. You can speak. I will get you back on the screen.
So we think these 3 are going to come in, and what their outlook is on this season, and then who could be on the back burner. Today is Friday the 9th of September. The next gen team played Pordenone in Serie C. We know Kudryk scored. Is he like the next guy?
I don't know who the next guy is. Like I don't know that. I have no idea. But they said something like Rubini Arrivabene said some interesting things, saying basically like only 3% makes it into, like, in general, from Primavera to a first team. Like that's not a lot. He also added that now it's a 2 to 3 year plan. Like if you don't make the first team, we move on basically, which is also a bit forced with the new rules. Like you cannot loan out 50 players anymore. So it's only.
I agree with that, by the way.
Yeah. Like if you like, you can see it, and some will basically slip through the system or whatever you want to call it, and they will make.
Some are late bloomers.
Yeah. Yep. It happens, but it is what it is. Like you cannot keep them forever, and if they're late bloomers, then it is what it is. You need to pay the big bucks if you want them back. It is what it is. But I agree. Like you see, like Miretti, in my opinion, like you can see it. It was clear, in my opinion, that he has talent. So that was maybe easy. With Sule, I think you can, obviously he is talented. I still think he needs more time to develop everything in general, but he is on the ball, technically different to
gifted.
To compare to other Primavera or under 23 players. And Fagioli, kind of the same, like not at the same level in my opinion, like pure technique or whatever, but like compared to some Primavera players, he is. Like I've seen some bad players who got hyped.
That's an instance. Yeah, that instance with Fagioli is he's definitely a Serie A player. Is he a top half of the table Serie A player at this point of his career?
I don't know.
At this point, which again,
at this
point, 21,
no.
20. Yeah, that's what I mean, though.
But also, okay, that's fair. Like maybe he is the late bloomer. I think he's good enough to do a job like during the season for us. He should be, in my opinion.
Yeah, Sunday he could do a job, 100%.
Wait, that's fair. Like that's what I said at the beginning of the stream. Like if someone comes in and they're not Marquisio, it's fine. Like if they're a good squad player, also like because we had Zakaria or we have McKennie as a squad player. Yeah, if you know what I mean. Like I don't want to make it about McKennie, but like you know what I mean. Like we pay too much, in my opinion. But whatever. And he's a squad player. If you can have a squad player you don't need to pay a transfer fee on, that's also a win. So you can invest on a starting player. Because now we need, at this point, if you look at our squad, we need to invest in our starting 11 and also on our bench. That's an issue for me. Like, to me, that's an issue. Also, if they come through the youth system, they don't get 3.5 mil when you sign it. Like, they don't. Like, they
have to build it up like any other employee.
They need to build it up, and it will be built up slowly. Now, if Miretti keeps this trajectory, he's not going to stay on... He's on nothing, basically. He's on absolutely nothing. Like, it's not, if he keeps this trajectory, his next contract will probably be, I don't know what his contract ends. Like, I have no idea. To be honest,
it'll be probably around $1.5 million, $2 million. His next
it will be something like that. If he keeps, easy. Like, but that's still not a lot, in my opinion, in today's football. Like, the Chilio is 1.5, basically. Like, that's all I'm saying. So, and that's also a win. Like, transfer fee down, wages
lower
down,
salary.
Because you need to sign 4-inch players. It is, even if they're not as gifted as Miretti, they will automatically cost more in wage. Like it is what it is. That's how. That's just sadly how it works. But I thought it was significant that they did it out of absolutely nowhere. Like it came out of absolutely nowhere. Like, it was just announced the day before, I think. Very strange, but you know, if you hype it up now. And you need to back it.
Sorry, there's a fire truck that came by the house.
Okay.
And as you know, dogs love to get excited by that. Going on with, like, because we talked about Fagioli and what his role is currently. He is a bench player. He's a backup. He's there to give rest in times of need. For example, Sunday is a good example. We have a lot of games on our hands coming up before the World Cup. We just played PSG midweek. We got Benfica next midweek. And now we got Salernitana at home. I'm not saying take Salernitana easily or overlook them or whatever, but I think Fagioli can play against this team. Where can Matthias Sule play?
Yeah.
When do we see him suiting up and starting a game?
I brought that up in my daily. Because, okay, so Di Maria is injured. He's injured. For some reason, he came clean, in my opinion. Injury clean over his career. That's clean. He comes in, picks up injury. So I'm assuming he will pick up even more, knowing how it works with us. His backup at the moment is Cuadrado. We're playing with 10 men when he's playing at the moment. Like, it is what it is. Like, he's poor. And I'm being nice now. So I was thinking, if Sule is not getting anything now, at this moment in time, I was thinking, how is the season going to look for him? Like, is he just in the squad now to be in the squad? Because he's in it now. Otherwise, he would have played tonight with the under-23s.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's in the squad. Like, you did that presser. You cannot send him back to the under-23s now, in my opinion.
Yep.
That would look very strange. Like, very strange. But if you cannot get any minutes ahead of very underperforming Cuadrado, I'm like, then when? And I know he's not ready. Like, I'm 100% sure he's not ready from what I've seen. But like 15 minutes here, 20 minutes, like build it up a little bit. We've seen nothing apart from the last 15 minutes of the first game. That's it. And if Di Maria is going to leave next summer, I'm assuming Cuadrado's out, because no way is a club giving him a new deal. And he's no way taking away a wage cut big time, because I think he will get a big wage from whatever, where Pjanic is playing. I think he will get that offer. And I think he should take that. I would take that at that stage of my career. But if we lose 2 next summer, then what's going to happen? If Sule is not getting minutes now, and let's say Di Maria stays for another year, and he gets injured, then what? Back to Sule?
Throwing a dog into the fire there.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit like, it's still 5 games into the season, or 6, 7, whatever in total. It's still early, but I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen basically anything of Sule.
Yeah.
I'm a bit worried, not worried, but like a bit more like shocked. I'm actually a bit shocked. I thought he would have gotten a few more minutes at this point.
Yeah, especially in games where, like the Sampdoria game, he should have played. He's an attacking player.
Yeah.
And we're not scoring a goal. You put him in. Just try. I'm worried that he's only played 15 minutes in 6 games, because he only came on because the score was 3-0.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And that can't be it, especially like you said. The big man, the starter's out, Di Maria. Quadrado is shit. Like, I'm sorry, he is shit. Something happened, whatever happened, age, father time, whatever.
We burned him down, basically. Like, he played a lot of games.
There's more of a reason why to put Sule in for a bit.
Yeah.
And I'm going back to your projected lineup from Sky Sports 2 days out, but I saw Moise Kean in the right wing position.
Yeah, that was to be honest, I'm not sure. Like, I don't think it's gonna be that, by the way. But
no, I know.
I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if it's Kean on the right wing. Like, that's crazy if it happens.
But this is my point. Like, you have at your disposal right now, you have one traditional right winger at this stage in their careers. Yeah. That's Sule. And you're either going to choose to play the dude who's playing every game and he's old and he's shit, Quadrado, or you're going to choose to play Moise Kean, who is not a right winger at all, who can't decide what to do with his left foot or his right foot going down a wing. If Jurgen Klopp is in charge of this team, Matthias Sule is playing. If Pep Guardiola is the coach of this team, Sule is playing. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, because I don't think they're gonna watch 3 full games of Quadrado struggling to beat this man. Like, every time he tries, basically. Like, he doesn't beat this man anymore. Like, in the past, like, it was a given. Basically, it was automatic. Like, he's like,
2 years ago under Pirlo.
Yeah, just he stands for him. You know what he does. Like, he moves the ball and he's gone.
Yep.
And he's gone. And he's in. Now he picks up the ball. He does a few oversteps and the ball is back. To the player who basically, gave him to him. So there's nothing coming out of Quadrado. There's nothing coming out of that right side at the moment. Like, there's no danger. Like, basically, there's nothing. Like, no team is fearing that right side. Like, no team.
No.
Because it's very, I think it's very easy to defend. Like, you just stand in front of him. Like, just follow him. He's not going to beat you. So it's easy. Yep. And I'm not saying if Sule comes in, he's going to beat this man. Like, I'm not going to say that, but
no.
You need to give him a shot. You need to give him a shot, in my opinion. Just let him go, and he will struggle. He will make mistakes. But I think it's fine. Like, even Miretti, he didn't play well against PSG. Like, technically, everybody was crap in the first half. The only thing I give him credit to is, like, he wasn't scared, like, to get in there with a tackle, which is, for me, is already a positive. Like, he could have a complete meltdown. He could have. But he did that, so I'm like, okay. And people were already saying, that's why he isn't ready. I'm like, no. He's only 19, the biggest game of his life. It's going to happen. Like, it was kind of expected a little bit. It's okay. Like, good. He got that under his belt.
Scapegoat for that. Yeah, he wasn't a scapegoat for that game, but, like, it was the right choice to take him out.
Yeah, he protected him. Like, he did. He picked up a yellow, which was never a yellow, but, like, he protected him, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Which is good, But, like, people were already saying, that's why he's not ready. Like, that's not the reason. Like, that's not. Like, Quadrado.
The whole team was crap.
Yeah, but, like, Quadrado was thinking the plays out. Like, is he not ready? Like, he's 34. Like,
he's ready for retirement.
Like, he's gonna make mistakes, which is fine. Same for Sule. Like, he is he's a very direct player. He is, and he will need to learn that he doesn't need to do everything direct. And he needs to play with his team. Even when he came on against The first game against Sassuolo, like he was trying to be this man consistently.
Yeah.
I'm like, you have 10 teammates on that pitch, like they can help you. You don't need to do it solo, but he needs to learn that, and he will learn that if he plays.
Exactly, and the point, I think we all know the point here. You'd rather let the 19-year-old make mistakes, and be, even if he's just as bad as Cuadrado, you'd rather have the 19-year-old be just as bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the 34-year-old, like you said, you're 34, man. You're done.
Also, Allegri, I don't know which game was that? Was it against Roma? No. Which game was it against Sampdoria? Where he said, no, Fiorentina, I think, where he said Cuadrado cannot play on that wing, basically. He needs to play at the back.
Yeah. I forget which game it is, though, but yeah.
I was so confused because last season he said that's not his best position. I remember that. Yeah. He said that he's not. Now he's saying that he is. So I'm assuming that even Allegri's like, he's crap. Like, he's done up there. But I'm still playing because I have nobody left. And then at that point, I was like, you do have someone. And I'm not going to say, go to PSG away and start Sule. Like, I'm not saying that. Because
you can't start Sule.
He will disappear. He will disappear from the first minute. I'm 100% sure of that. But if you watch 6 or 7 games of Cuadrado struggle, surely at one point you're like, hold up. It's enough now. Sule, 60 minute, you have a go now. Because he's not going to be this man. So, whatever. Just go out there.
You try.
Because he basically said he cannot play that position. Like, he said it.
Yeah.
Those were his words. So I'm so confused. I'm actually very confused.
This should be the game. I think we play Monza next Sunday as well, or something.
Yeah.
Our schedule is Salernitana, Benfica, Monza.
Yeah.
So Sule, sorry, you're not playing against Benfica. We know that.
That's a must.
But now is the time. Sorry, say that again.
No, I said that's a must-win game.
Yeah. So Salernitana and Monza, I expect 60 minutes of some sort for Sule in those
60?
games.
Oh, in total.
Like combined.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're...
I'm wishful thinking. I know that, but it should happen. And throughout the rest of the season, you got to pick and choose when to put him in as well. If through necessity, good. But like you have to get this dude minutes. You have to. There's a reason why the Argentina national team is collecting him. Is calling him up to the first team to get him on to get him nationalized as an Argentina player. This is the same thing. I went with Paredes. Like, Paredes starts for the Argentina national team, and people were writing him off. I was like, that's crazy, but whatever. That's another thing. But if that same team, who's very good, is making Sule Argentinian, and they want him to be in Argentina, obviously not for the World Cup, it's for the future.
Yeah.
But there's talent there. He's got to put at least the same input, if not better, than Cuadrado at this point in their careers. Yeah. So I am going to be monitoring that all season because I've had enough of Cuadrado already.
Oh yeah, I cannot. At the moment, I cannot. Like, it's actually,
it's unwatchable.
It's
like you said, you're playing down a man.
It's not hate. Like, I don't hate him.
No,
like he is.
No, I don't hate it.
Like, even if he has an injury, I'm like, shut up. Like, but it's not on him. Like, it's just, I know, like, you're performing absolutely dreadful. So I'm like, I don't want to hear you talk. I don't want to hear you tweet about the club. Basically, like, it's pissing me off. Like, I don't hate him. Like, I'm not. Like, I don't hate any player. Like, I dislike quality. Okay, fine. But like, everything he does is frustrating me at the moment. And it's not good because I think even he feels like it's not positive anymore. I think he can feel it. He should be feeling it. Yeah. And I think that's adding to the problem, in my opinion. It's adding.
100% it could be. So Sula is going to be one to watch for in the future, 100%. Especially this season where he, like, even the Coppa Italia games, does he start? That's so much in the future. That's in January, so I have no idea like what's going to happen there. But
yeah, I have no idea. Let's see, because everybody leaves for the World Cup, basically.
Yeah,
but not Cuadrado.
Yeah, not Cuadrado. Colombia didn't make it.
He's gonna be in Allegri's ear entire World Cup.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be well rested. He's gonna be, play me more, coach. Play me more.
So that's not a positive for Sule, but you know he's going nowhere and either way. So let's see, basically. But But yeah, like if he doesn't get a shot now, then I'm confused. If it's not
Exactly.
now at this period in time with Cuadrado being out, with Di Maria being out, and Cuadrado underperforming, then I'm struggling.
Exactly. Sorry about his snorts as well. So let's go back to, well, we know Moretti. Okay, I'll ask you this because I've asked you this on live streams before as well. Is Moretti the fourth midfielder on this team at this point? When everyone's healthy, or is he 5?
So Miretti, for me, for me, that's, oh my god, I think it's Paredes Pogba. I think it's Allegri's list.
Go.
Allegri's list is, I think, Paredes Pogba.
Okay.
And then it's, I think it's Rabiot. I actually believe it's Rabiot. And then I think it's Miretti or Locatelli, whatever, for him.
Jeez.
Because, I mean, he benched Locatelli away to PSG for Miretti.
Yeah, it's true.
I was surprised. I couldn't believe it that he did that. Locatelli wasn't playing well, so it's not that he had a case of like, why did this happen? You're not playing well.
Yeah.
You're not playing well for, in my opinion, games. Also last season, I wasn't overly impressed. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
But I think this season he's been poor. So it wasn't a shock in terms of like, oh my god, like what happened, you idiot. But so I think at the moment it's like a coin flip, in my opinion. But if you look at the projected lineup for Sanitana, he's not starting. That makes me think, is he like one of the main guys now for Allegri? Because otherwise he's gonna start that game.
Yep.
He's gonna start that game. So I'm confused. For me, at this moment in time, is Pogba, is Paredes, because Pogba obviously talent-wise, but he's not fit. Like everybody's fit. Paredes because he can play that position, and for me, it's Miretti. It is, and I know.
For you, okay, so you have him third.
I know we will make mistakes over the coming weeks, but I'm actually not looking forward to him making mistakes. But like, I want to see him develop. Like, I want to see him struggle away to PSG, but perform very well away to Benfica. Like, that's a step up. Like, I'm just saying something. Like, that's a step. I want to see that. So for me, it is also because if I see Locatelli play, like, I'm not impressed. Like, I'm not impressed. I'm not gonna lie, and I don't want to hate him. Because somebody in the comments said I hate Locatelli or I have an agenda. I don't have an agenda against Locatelli. I like him, but he needs to perform. Like I like a player who performs. Like if Rabiot plays lights out, I want Rabiot to play.
What do you make of Rabiot's season? So like it's been.
I think he's doing well.
Yeah,
he's not. You know what it is? People say he's not playing well. Oh, he doesn't do anything. He does, but like he's not flashy. He's not flashy.
It's behind the scenes work. It's the grunt work.
I think he's doing solid. And when he's out, you're kind of like, what the hell is happening here?
Yeah.
Like something is missing. You don't know what is missing. It's a bit like, I'm not gonna compare him to that extent. Like it's a bit like Henderson with Liverpool. When you just watch his talent, you're like, how is he playing like talent wise in this team? Yeah. But when he's out, you're like, oh my god. Like they're all over the place in that midfield. They're not
conceding 5 goals a game.
What is happening over here? That's basically the same thing. Not to that extent, because we're not dominating like that.
Yeah.
But he's playing well, Rabiot. Time for a new contract.
I dare you to tell that to Justin. He'll lose his mind.
I think everybody will lose his mind. But if
honestly, if he's playing like this and it's a lower salary, I wouldn't. I said this last year as well, by the way.
I said it. I made a joke because people were saying, "Oh, if you take a pay cut, you can stay." So if it works for everyone,
I actually said, 2-year extension at like 4 mil. Sure, he won't do that, by the way.
No.
But I'm just saying. I'm saying if it's 4 mil a year for a 2 or 3 year extension, I'm on board for that. To be honest. Um, he's not going to do it. We know that. But so you got Moretti as your third best midfielder on this team right now,
who can
and
help
you
us
have
now,
Allegri.
yeah, right now. Yeah.
No, I want. Okay, so I want to change this up a bit. In terms of pure player, what's your list? Where does he rank
Okay,
in the
so
midfield?
talent wise, then basically.
Yes. Do you think he's better than Paredes?
No, no, no. No, at
Okay.
this moment in time, no, no.
Okay. Do you think he's better than Rabiot?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
No, it's fair to say, man.
Because
Because like again,
I'm saying yes because he on the ball like he does more. So I'm
Yes.
gonna say yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna say yes. I think he will add
Okay.
more.
And now Locatelli.
This moment in time, he's playing better than Locatelli. So yeah.
Okay. So he's third. That's great.
For me, I
That's
think if everybody's fit, I want to see that midfield start. Now at this moment in
Moretti,
time,
Paredes, Pogba.
yeah. If it's gonna work, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see. But at this moment in time, if everyone is fit, going off form, and maybe that's not fair to Rabiot because I think he's playing well, but still, I will go with that. If it flops, I don't know. I have no idea. Like I'm not the coach. I'm just giving my opinion.
Yeah. Based on the three best midfielders at your disposal, that's what you think should start. That's fair.
Yeah.
That is incredible for a dude who came from the next gen team from Serie C to playing 4 games last year of Serie A where the games didn't mean much to now. Well, the growth that's already happened.
It is.
Obviously, we all know how good Moretti is, and we all think we know how he's going to project. But if he's the poster boy for this next gen phase, it's it's off to a very good start.
Yeah, because like you said, like he played not even 10 games. I don't think
He's not played 10 games yet for Juventus this year.
So that's
no. I think he just reached his 10th game.
No, in general. Okay.
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah.
I'm okay, but like starts, like not even.
No.
And that's
you're right.
That's crazy. Like I know a lot of people will comment on their video saying you're crazy. He doesn't start ahead of Locatelli, which I also understand why people would say that. Like I'm not gonna say you're crazy, whatever. Like I understand why people would say that. I do.
Yep.
But like personally, I'll think that's for me that's a packing order, in my opinion.
Yeah.
At this moment in time.
Okay, so yeah, now we've talked about Sule, we've talked about Moretti, we've talked kind of about Fagioli because he's really the bottom feeder out of that group, out of that trio. How much more closely now will you keep an eye on the next gen team in Serie C?
Now
how and then answer for other fans how closely they should watch.
Okay, so first of all, before we went live, I was watching a little bit of the game. I turned it off.
Yep.
5 minutes before the end because I needed to do something and they scored.
Yep.
So that's messy.
My boy Kudrig.
Yeah. I think we should keep a closer tab to that team because the way they promoted it now, like they hyped the you know what out of it. Like they did. They basically said 2-3 years, you're done. We move on. So I think we need to do like a better research, like keep an eye on it. And I was even thinking about making a show now. So I don't know, just keeping an eye on it. Yeah, but like good monthly, maybe even watch longs at times. Like if it's a good game, I'm open to do that because apparently it's serious. So I want to invest some of my time into watching it because I did it before, but like I didn't do that every week. Like I don't have that much time. But like if it's that serious, then like if it wasn't serious, then no. Like I'm not gonna do that. If they didn't do that presser or whatever, then no. But now they basically put everything on the line. They basically said like that needs to be the next thing. We invested a lot of money and all those things. So
they love a 3-year plan. Those two.
Yeah, they do.
How good is their 3-year plan for the first team going? Hey, that's another thing. We don't have to get into that. But so some guys we can keep an eye on for sure. That just got we know about the U19s because we watched them in the Youth League, Champions League, whatever, last year. They went to the semifinal, I believe, against Benfica. like half of that team either is on the first team now or is on
Yeah,
the youth next gen team. So like Mulazzi's made the step up. Samuel Illing Jr.'s made the step up.
he looks
They got
good.
that guy, yes, and that guy who he came from Chelsea.
He
We got him
can.
from Chelsea.
Bayern wants
I
him next season.
sorry.
Bayern wants to bring him next season, but
Oh yeah,
I think now is the time to push that thing in terms of you can make the first team. Just stick around.
yeah, exactly, exactly. And oh, who's that guy who scored? I can't remember his name. Whatever. But this is why you should keep an eye on them because you can fact check me
And your guy,
when I forget their names.
the
What's that?
striker, he's gonna
Yes.
he's gonna get into that team. Well, he should be making like he's too good for the Primavera. Like,
Oh, you're talking about Kenan Yildiz.
yeah, that guy.
Yeah, the Turkish guy.
Like
That
he
that
is.
guy scores every game.
It's
He's too good. He's too good for the age group he's at.
he's too good. Like I think he's not like a half a season. I think he is. How do you want like his improvement will stall because if you see some of the things he's doing, like it's like let's be honest, it's looking too easy for him, which is not a good thing. Like it's a good thing for a
That was
period
my
of
point.
time, but then
Yeah.
you need to move
Do you
on.
remember when I first commented on how he was playing?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
when I was watching his videos, he was just like running through people, like physically running through people. It wasn't like there's no technical ability really around it. Like he's continuing to do it, and you're right. That's not going to help him. He's got to get the brain in like the attacking third to link up with people to make the right decision. Decision making is a key thing, especially now you see on our team, Moise Keane. There's no decision making still,
No, there's nothing.
and now he's 22 years old.
But he's
So-
gonna make the next. He's gonna make. I think this season.
He will be playing in the next gen team fairly soon. And I was speaking to that one scout, you know the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name drop him here yet. And he said that the Dutch center back, and he wasn't kidding about this. He is on the same trajectory as Matthijs de Ligt was when he was 17.
How old is he now? He is.
What? He's 17.
He plays for.
Poison.
Yeah, he plays for.
He plays for the U17 team or the U19 team. Sorry,
He
the Champions
also is getting a lot of interest. I read an article on it, and maybe it's a positive thing, maybe it's a negative thing. But from what I've seen, and it's not a lot, but I read an article in the Dutch paper, and they were hyping the you know what out of him. They were.
Yeah. They're saying the on the ball ability
That's-
is comparable to what Matthijs de Ligt was at that age. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
at 17 years old. It's just he's not fragile, but like he's kind of weak for his body type right now.
That's
And again,
yeah.
17 years old.
But he looks very skinny. Yeah. But okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if they have interest of big clubs, you also need to push that a little bit more if you really believe in
Absolutely.
them. Because now the winter went to Empoli. I have no idea how he's doing. Is he playing? I've not watched Empoli.
Barely.
So that's not a positive sign. That's not good this far.
Yeah.
Because I think he's a good player. I do think he's a good player.
That's another player where it's like, why is Rugani here when we can have the winter here?
Yeah, Rugani's here because he's on stupid wages and we cannot get rid of him.
Yeah.
That's the only case. Maybe next summer he's like, okay, I'll take a pay cut just to play now. It's been enough. Maybe that's the luck we'll have. And then that's the time, depending on how Kati will develop, where you like, we bring one big time player in. Bonucci, you're gonna go through sideline. The winter, you come in now.
Yeah.
And then Bonucci next season, you're gone. Like you need to move. That's how you need to move at this point. And like if the winter doesn't make it, that's okay. You move on to the next one.
Sell him.
Just move on to the next one. Like that's why you have that setup, basically.
Yep.
That's how Chelsea do it. You're not good enough. Okay, we're gonna sell you.
Yeah. I got two things to say, and then I don't know if we should go to the next portion of our
Yeah, we'll read out a few.
Yeah. But De Winter's started one game and he's played 2 matches total, 112 minutes.
Yeah, that's okay. That's better than expected. I thought you had less. I have not watched Empoli. Like I'm not gonna.
Yeah, and Empoli have 4 draws in 5 games and 1 loss.
Okay, it's not great, but like it's not bad.
Yeah. And then my second comment was the center back who was with Huijsen in the U19 Primavera setup. again, I'm gonna butcher his name, Nzwangzu or something, Nzwangu.
Yeah, I cannot pronounce his name.
He was very bad against PSG, like very, very bad.
I haven't.
The balls were hit over the top of him, and he's an athletic dude, and he just watched it go behind him. It was really bad to watch. But he made it up to the U23 team as well. So Huijsen, I can see following shortly because Huijsen is better than Nzangu or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Stuff like that though, like you said, you gotta follow it because if big clubs are coming in, you gotta be like, listen, Huijsen, you're gonna play for us soon. Don't worry.
Yeah, they need to prove
and
that.
Same also. With Kenan Yildiz. Yeah, same with Yildiz. Same with I forget Mbangwan.
You know what it is? Whatever. Like yeah. Previous years, like before this, like you read about you players joining, but like you're like, who are they? Yeah. Like you never heard about they leaving Bayern or like Bayern were pushing to sign or Barcelona. Well, like you did it. Now you hear that a little bit, and the way Sule spoke about it, like, and when he signed that new deal, that was last year. That was last year. He basically said, like, I believe what the club is doing here. They convinced me. Like, they laid out a plan. And maybe this was the plan. Maybe the plan was you're going to be in the first team in 2022. Like, that's the plan. Maybe everybody's not falling for it, but, like, maybe young players are buying it now. And they can see, okay, Miretti is out there. 19. Like, he's playing. Fagioli is now in the squad, whatever. Sule is in the squad. Players are getting minutes in the Coppa Italia here and there, like Aki, whatever. Like they're not gonna make it. You know, I get that. But like the Winter starts a Champions League game at home against Malmo out of nowhere. He did that. So maybe that's a thing these players are actually buying into now. Because previously you're gonna play in the under-19s. You're gonna be loaned out to FC Zurich or I don't know, Sion. I don't know, or like a team in Poland.
Yeah,
so that's like playing for Monza, like whatever, like, or worse. It's worse. It's actually worse, but it's a Monza with less money. But maybe that at the time was an issue. Like they were like, I don't want to do that. Why?
Isn't that why Haaland rejected?
Yeah, maybe Haaland would have joined now. Maybe you would have fell for the trap. I don't know, but yeah, maybe that's the difference. Like even that Yildiz guy you don't rate, like he chose to join.
Oh, you're gonna kill me with that one. I told you why I thought about Yildiz.
No, but like,
and I said it already.
No, I just bring it up because he was sorted out by Man, and Bayern were offering a new contract, but he still chose us. Like, we don't pay money. Like we don't pay a lot of money. It's not that we're offering crazy money for
the project.
Yeah, it's about you're gonna make it first team. Like there's a big shot you're going to make it in the coming 1 or 2 years, and maybe that's faster than other teams are basically giving, or maybe other teams are not giving a timeline. I don't know, maybe Bayern are not giving any timeline. I have no idea.
And then at Bayern obviously there's competition for like big players like Sané, Mane,
that's it,
all these players, and then Juventus it's like who's there?
Yeah, maybe
I could probably play right now as a 17-year-old in the attacking midfield role.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was our episode 1 of this season. We're gonna continue on with our overtime or injury time section with questions from you, the viewers, the listeners, all that stuff, from Twitter. And did you put it out on YouTube?
No, just Twitter today.
Just some Twitter accounts asked us some questions. And we'll get into it right now. So, Ale, whenever you want.
Yeah, we'll pick up a few. They don't have anything to do with youngsters and stuff. Keep that in mind.
It's just, it's just a forum now.
I will pick up a few quick one. Matt is asking, will we reach top 4? I'm going to say yes. We're going to make top 4.
I predicted it in our preview of Serie A show. I say yes. Although I want to change my top 4 around. But yeah. I say they'll make top 4.
Okay. Someone is asking, should we replace Cuadrado in the next Mercato? I would say it should have been done now, but whatever.
Yeah. He's gone, but he's gone in June.
He should be.
I don't think he'll get renewed, and his contract's done, so peace.
Yeah.
It's been a real one.
let me see. I'll pick up. Someone is asking, are you for Allegri out?
Yeah. So I said by June, or when was it? December of this year, or like the beginning of January, if we are out of the top four race or even the Scudetto race by like 10 points, and we are still stylistically playing like this, he's gone. I would fire him. I'm going to be Allegri out by then. If we're close enough and our players are starting to come back, like Chiesa, like Pogba, like Di Maria, and we're close in points, and you can see something building, then keep him, because the players you got this summer are for him. So it'd be crazy to just jump ship if it started to click and then nothing, and then you fired him.
But at this moment in time, so no, for now.
At this moment in time, I'm not Allegri out. I'm close though.
Okay.
You never answered.
No, because I ignored that person by accident on Twitter. Let me fix that. Okay. At the moment, no. And I think even in a few months, and I will give you the reason why. I don't trust this club to go into a complete different direction. So I'm like, what's the point? What's the point? What's the point
of firing him?
Yeah, if they I don't trust that team, like that management, because it's been a mess for 3 years. If they do something completely out of the box, like completely, and I don't know what it is, but like not sack Allegri, bring in Mancini. That's not completely out of the box. I'm just saying something, but like then I will be saying,
great.
Excuse me?
That'd be great if they did that.
I'm not here to bring in Mancini. Like, I don't want that. I want something, like, when people say bring in Tuchel, I'm like, I want something completely different than that. I know maybe, yeah.
You don't think Mancini's different than Allegri?
You know, he's old school. Like, I'm done. Like, he's done a fantastic job. Like, I want something completely different, something fresh, something completely out of the box. Like, even, I'm just saying something, even De Zerbi for me is out of the box, because the club usually doesn't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know.
Yeah, but you hate De Zerbi.
Yeah, but like, if the club have an idea. No, I don't hate De Zerbi. I don't hate. I think he speaks weirdly for a position he's in at times. I'm like, I'm not sure you should be saying that in your position. Like, I'm surely, but that's it. I'm not saying he's a bad coach. I think a lot of people do overrate him too much, like they do with Italiano, but like that's a different subject. But like that would be something completely out of the box. Like bringing in Potter, which is not possible. Like I would be like, what the hell have you done now? In a positive way. Like, oh my God, shock effect. Never gonna happen. So I'm like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, what's the alternative if you sack Allegri? Like,
what would be the comparable to the Chelsea situation here?
That's
what, is it Italiano? Like Chelsea, for reference, if people don't know by now.
Yeah.
Chelsea fired Tuchel, and then they brought in Brighton's coach, who's been very good and overperforming for Brighton, Graham Potter, and they just bought him from Brighton essentially. So what would be the equivalent in for Juventus firing Allegri?
Udinese coach.
Okay.
Bringing Tudor back as a first team coach. That would be something completely out of the box, which is like we had a first team coach, we didn't know it. But like we made him the assistant to someone who became a coach a few hours before he signed that deal. Like that's what we did. Like let that sink in. That's what we actually did. And if you think about it, it's not hilarious. It makes you want to cry almost. Like that
It's pretty funny.
And also he got angry during the season. I remember, and people like there were leaks. Yeah. That he was not happy. And people were like, oh, shut up. And now I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh my God, the freaking idiots we were. But whatever. Like, that's a different subject. Like, that would be something completely out of the box for me. Like, sacking Allegri to bring in Mancini, that would be me sideways. I'm just saying. And I know it's not defensive or whatever, but it's like, yeah, like, it's going to be the same thing. Like, it's not going to be something completely different. So that's for me. Let me pick up one more.
Okay.
Let me see. Oh, they're too long on the mouth. Oh, thanks for saying. Like 2 deep questions to discuss now, to be honest. I'll pick this one from Unholy Fun. In your thoughts, why do you still rely on Bonucci? For me, Bonucci died in Pirlo's season, captaincy, main defender role, etc. I cannot give you a logical response. I know people say he helps us playing out from the back when we struggle. Fine, but he's a defender, and I don't think he's good at defending anymore. And that's an issue.
Main job as a defender, yeah.
I actually don't care if you are horrendous on the field. Like, Chiellini stinks on the ball. Like, he looks like a giraffe on the ball. It is what it is. But he's one of the best defenders I've ever seen play. And that's all that matters. People will remember Chiellini because he was an animal on that pitch. People were scared of him. Like, they feared to face him. That's what I want my defender to be. I don't want him to be good on the ball, but when he needs to defend, I'm like, oh my God, what the hell?
You're scared. Yeah.
I'm scared. When Bonucci's in the box, I'm scared. Like, he gave Neymar an assist, and people were basically saying, oh, but he was back tracking. I'm like, just head that ball straight forward. I don't care where it goes.
Or you flick it behind. Like, it's very simple.
You never had it down the middle. Like, that's... I never played professional football, and I know that.
Yeah.
Like, I know you don't play the ball straight down the middle because the chances are very high no teammate is sitting there and you're getting screwed. If Pedin wasn't there, that would look hilarious. It still looks hilarious, like, because it's poor. Like, that's one incident. Also, he is extremely slow. He is so slow, it scares me. Like, okay, and I know Mbappé...
This is not just an age thing. This is just not an age thing, by the way. This has never been fast. Yeah.
But, like, maybe the Mbappé, like, made it look worse than what it is. But
that dude's an Olympic sprinter.
It looks painful. If I were Bonucci, I would have cried in halftime. I'm like, I'm not going to survive this another 4 or 5 minutes. Like, it's hell. But yeah, like, I have no idea. I don't know. Like, I'm struggling. Like, I understood Chiellini playing at this age still, if he's fit.
Yep.
But I don't understand Bonucci playing a lot. Like, I'm not going to lie. Leadership, I don't know if he's that good of a leader. Like, I think it's a lot of shouting, but, like, does he really get to players? I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure about that.
Looks like he's a camera leader.
Yeah. Like, I don't feel it. I'm not going to lie. Maybe it's because he left for Milan and I'm a bit biased, but, like, I don't feel it. It looks acted most of the time, but it's just me.
And going off the ball, playing out the back, that's regressed, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's not good anymore. I texted you. First 20 seconds, like, he gives the ball away.
No, even before that,
like,
at the beginning of this year, I was like, everyone keeps saying Bonucci, he can play out the back. Can he? Like, not great anymore, man. Like, the balls are bouncing in. They're not accurate. It is what it is. He's 35. He's a club icon. That's why he starts, or that's why he's wanted at this point.
Yeah,
he's the captain by just because I don't even know why. They're not even doing the rule right.
No, it should be Rapio.
It should be. It should be the guy who's played the most. I don't know. I thought that was the rule. I don't know. So yeah, but he's gonna be here for what, 3 years now till 2025.
Yeah.
I think that's when his contract's done.
It's not good. I mean, it's not good. Like,
if he's your third or fourth choice, fine.
Yeah, but, like, he's on 6 mil or something, 5.5. Like, that's insane to have as a third choice. And if they're gonna restructure that deal, that means they're gonna add a year to it. And at that point, I'm like, just bite the bullet and pay him off for 3 years.
Yeah,
just don't do it. Just please don't do it. But, like, I'm shocked that Gatti only played 1 game by now. That's it. Like, I'm actually a bit shocked. I'm a bit confused.
And Bonucci's been hurt.
Yeah, because when he played Gatti, I think he looked good. Like, he looked like he can do it. He can survive. He will make mistakes, but I mean, it's his first season in Serie A. Yep. It's fine, but like, when he played, he looked capable. Like,
I thought that was the most defensively solid game we played all year. Mind you, Spezia.
But it's his first Serie A game. He's a bit rash, but I think he will learn that. He should learn that. Yeah. I think he's a late bloomer, by the way, because he's not a kid anymore.
No, he's 24.
He's 24, but it's fine. It's okay. Yeah. Virgil van Dijk, He wasn't that guy when he was 24. Like, I'm sorry. People can try to convince me.
Groningen at that point? Or Celtic?
Like, people can convince me he wasn't that at that level. I'm sorry. He was good.
No.
I'm not saying Gatti is, like, I'm not saying that, but like, just in terms of late bloomers. Maybe he is one, which is, I mean, positive because he was fairly cheap.
Yep.
For a defender.
We will monitor that for sure. But yeah, thank you all again for making episode 1 awesome this season. It was about the youth report, the youth, the rejuvenation, all that nonsense. A press conference was made. So we will be following the next gen team in Serie C and the Primavera team in the youth league more so to compare ourselves against the top youth programs out there. We'll monitor that on this channel, on this Bianconerizon channel. Be sure to subscribe, like this video, and click the bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest things that go on with the channel. Is there anything else you want to say before we go?
Oh yeah, the website is back up and running. So for people who do want to write whatever, previews, reactions, opinion pieces, whatever you want to,
be different than us. They could be different than our opinions.
Like analysis of anything, of whatever, just articles. I don't care. If you want to write stuff, if that's has been your dream or whatever.
Hobby, whatever.
We can give you a platform. Just reach out, DM me or the main account on Twitter, and we can sort that out because that's basically how Julian and Justin ended up in here.
Yep.
That's
trying to replace us.
Yeah. I need some cheap workers. No, but like it's back up and running. So if you want to write stuff, if that's what you want to do, and you want to have a platform, you can reach out, and we can sort that out. It's very easy to do. So, I mean, I don't know if it's easy to write. Like, I cannot write, so it's not easy for me, but like, easy to get your article on. You can do it all by yourself. You don't even need me to monitoring, like, reach. Like, you can write for yourself, publish. I will read it, so nothing crazy is in it. But other than that, you're free to do whatever. So, yeah, that's that.
So yeah, again, you can reach out to Bianconerizon at Bianconerizon on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, whatever social media platform you use. You can DM Ale at Alejandro Foncello on Twitter. You can follow Justin at Justin Sofro or myself at Janai151 on Twitter as well for all that stuff, all of our things. And we hope you enjoy yourselves. Have a great day, great night, whenever you're listening to this, and we'll see you next time. Ciao.
Ciao.